Ramadan is often described as a time for reflection, renewal, and spiritual growth, but one of its most powerful lessons is the importance of forgiveness, both seeking it and granting it, whether it's within families, friendships, or even society at large. Letting go of past hurts can be one of the hardest but most necessary steps in personal and collective healing. We've all been in situations where we struggle to forgive or where we hope someone will forgive us. But how do you truly let go of resentment? Is reconciliation always possible? Or are there cases where it's best to move on without closure? How does Ramadan encourage us to take that step? Forgiveness isn't just about others, it's also about finding peace within yourself. Ramadan provides the perfect moment to reflect on grudges we've been holding on to and the relationships that may need mending. This conversation will explore the emotional, spiritual, and even psychological aspects of forgiveness and why it's such a crucial part of this holy month. Joining me for a very important conversation is a politician, Ibrahim Obanikoro. Welcome to Rubbing Minds.
Thank you very much, my sister.
So I'd say happy Eid al-Fitr.
Thank you. Eid Mubarak to you as well.
Eid Mubarak. What does Islam say about forgiveness, and why is it so emphasized during the holy month of Ramadan?
I'm not a scholar, but as your regular, typical Muslim that walks the streets and roams the road of, the world, it is part of the principles of Islam. One of the pillars of Islam is Sawm, which is fasting. And one of the major things that fasting is about forgiveness. Because you yourself as a person, you are fasting and seeking for God's forgiveness to forgive you for the sins that you have committed knowingly, unknowingly, and at times the ones that you're about to commit that you don't know. So if you are asking God for forgiveness, onus also lies that you forgive those that have crossed your path, whether knowingly, deliberately, or what have you. So it's a very crucial part of Ramadan, since you are reflecting, you're spiritual, and you're trying to, go by the ways of the Holy Quran. Don't forget, Ramadan is the 9th month of the Quranic calendar, and it's a month where the Quran was revealed to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it is said that Quran is the constitution that binds Muslims. So if Ramadan is about forgiveness, so that means you are binded by our constitution to forgive and possibly forget.
And why is this forgiveness or being a forgiving person, especially during the month of Ramadan, so important for spiritual and personal growth?
At times when you hold on to grudges or malice or people's mannerisms or behaviors towards you, it can hinder your thought process, and it can also hinder you as a person. And then instead of you to think progressively or think, in a manner at which you would make more progress, you're more into about how do you get back to this person that has offended you? How do you offend the person back, or how do you make it, a balanced equation? And by doing that, you lose sight of a lot of things. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your mental health. It hinders progress, even spiritually. So it's important to forgive.
And negates the purpose of the fast in the first place.
Exactly. So
during this month, or maybe in the past, has there been an issue where you've had to forgive someone or seek forgiveness from someone that has really changed your perspective on how you see forgiveness?
I'm quick to, like I said, part of the constitution binding me as a Muslim is observe, fasting. And sometimes I don't wait till Ramadan to fast. I fast at times Mondays and Thursdays, because it also says in the constitution that those are two good days in the month, or in the week rather, to fast. So it's part of me to just quickly apologize if I feel like I've offended you. I usually am quick to apologize. I don't wait for it to bottle up in you or for a long time. I'm quick to apologize if I know that I have offended you and I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. That's my person, naturally. And with my religion, it makes me do it faster.
But for some people, it's difficult to forgive, or even if they forgive, to forget.
Forget,
And
yes.
how are they able to use this month of consecration to let go of the wrongs? Because some wrongs really hurt very deeply.
I agree that we're human beings, and we all handle things, differently. And it's difficult to tell somebody this is the way and that's the only way, especially if they're adults that make decisions by themselves and for themselves. So, but for a Muslim, I would advise that you pick up the Quran and try to, if you can read the Arabic writings, pick up the English translation and try and read up on the Quran. Pick up on chapter 3, chapter 4, or chapters that have to do with forgiveness. And you find peace in reading the Holy Quran. You find solemn, and it will come easier for you to let go. Even if you can't forget, at least you look away and just, move on, because it will help you spiritually.
And do you think forgiveness can happen without an apology or reconciliation?
I think that would depend on the offense, or the act of wrong. That would determine if one can forgive. And at times, they say time heals all wounds. So some wounds, you find out that over the course of time, you forget that. That happens to me a lot, I've seen somebody that they've avoided me because they felt that they have wronged me. And then when I see them, long time. And I apologize, they now apologize that they're sorry for what happened. Oh, that happened? I don't even remember. We've moved past that, And there are some that I also don't forget, I might have forgiven you, but I'll still remember that you are capable of doing this simply because you've done it before. But I will not hold it against you or use it to judge you before the next time. I can guide myself, but I will not say because you've offended me before in this manner, I will deny you the opportunity that you have with me again.
And you said forgiveness comes easy to you,
Yes.
it's easy for you to apologize. But there are some people that might not even want to grant you that audience and they've wronged you, or you might not even have known. Maybe someone comes to tell you. How do you go about seeking their forgiveness?
Like I said, I think pray about it. If you know that you've offended somebody and that person is the type that holds on to, your ways or characters or manners, if you know that you've offended them, pray about it, pick up on your Quran, and then give them time. Like they say, time heals all wounds. So give them time and, try to apologize again. And because I know whoever it is you've offended, also over time would, outgrow it. And if you are instrumental, they might feel the need to, welcome you back. So just give it time, apologize again, and whoever it is also, we're all human beings. Nobody's above mistake. So forgiving is to forgive is to be forgiven.
And earlier on in the show, we talked about how Ramadan is a time for family.
Yes.
How can broken ties within families be mended during this period of fasting, the holy month?
So for me, Ramadan, I'm home a lot during the Ramadan. I come home to, break my fast. And at times, I go to one or two people that are dear to me to break my fast. And in the course of going around, you meet other people, and in that mood of spiritual mood of Ramadan, everybody seems to be at ease, and you find it very almost homely and welcoming everywhere you go during that period of time. So I believe it's able and has the capacity to bring families together. And if you see yourselves continuously for the next 30 days, I am sure
you're praying, you're breaking.
I'm sure that whatever offense or whatever annoyance or anger in you over the course of 30 days, you would also, you're a human being, you would definitely calm your nerves and forgive whoever it is that has offended you.
And how can we sustain this forgiving spirit beyond the holy month of Ramadan?
You see, that's the essence of Ramadan. See, Ramadan is a period of reflection where we reflect on our ways and we go to God and seek for forgiveness, seek for favors, and ask for His protection for yourself, your wife, that father, mother, parents, family, everybody around you, including your nation. And if you are doing that for 30 days, the goal is the aim of Ramadan is to try and keep you or sustain you in that mode where you're continuously at your best behavior, you're continuously spiritual, you're praying, you're giving alms, because part of Ramadan is to give alms, which is zakat, you know. You give out zakat, you have to be extremely giving, because they say, you know, when you give, you also receive in return. So Ramadan is supposed to keep you all year round, but unfortunately, we're human beings, you know. It's almost humanly impossible to remain in that mode for a whole year. So once you're out of it, Ramadan comes back again to remind you that, you know, you're supposed to be in this state of mode. And that is why some of us, at times, we pray Mondays and Thursdays during the week, because we believe those 2 days are only days that heavens are open and prayers are answered. So we fast on those days. It also keeps you in that, you know, spiritual mode. So that's the essence of Ramadan, to keep you in a spiritual mode and hope that you will remain in that mode for the next cycle to come.
Now, I've been listening very carefully, and you said, you know, praying, reading the Quran,
yes,
giving it time. But there are still some times where you will encounter a person and they wouldn't forgive you after you've done all these things. And you want to be forgiven, especially during this holy month. So what do you do then when the forgiveness seems impossible and is not forthcoming?
See, now, what we also have to understand as human beings is that the ultimate forgiveness lies in the hands of the Almighty Allah, which is God. And in a situation where you have attempted to apologize to somebody, in a situation where you have attempted to seek forgiveness and they have continuously denied you, leave it to Allah. At least in the eyes of the Almighty, you have been forgiven. It's now left for that person and God to judge. So once you've apologized 1, 2, 3, and a few other times and you've been denied, leave it to God. It's no longer in your hands.
And when you reflect on times that you've forgiven people, how does that make your fasting go? How does it help you spiritually?
When I reflect on times that people that I feel that they've offended me and I've forgiven them and I'm now chummy with them, it makes me happy. It makes life easier for me, because then I can easily move on and see you and be free, as opposed to when I see you, I'm locking up, or I'm trying to make things uneasy for you. At the same time, I'm making things uneasy for myself. So I don't appreciate or like those kind of situations. So I'm quick to forgive. So I'm always happy. That's why I always say it. I don't think anybody has, you know, that has done something to me that I have not forgiven. You know, I'll still approach you, I'll still greet you, I'll still play with you, but at times I won't forget, because they say once beaten, twice shy. So, but like I said, I always give the benefit of doubt at all times. At all times, I will give benefit of doubt.
Thank you so much for sharing of your experience during this holy month.
Thank you for calling me as well. And part of the mode is why I said, let me come and share my Islamic experience with the viewers of Channel Television.
Thank you very much. Ibrahim Obanikoro, politician, who has joined us on this segment here on What Be Mine.
Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.